The latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. Massive crowd erupted in Niger when all in all, the savior, the protector, the unifier, the messiah, the king of kings, the most loved, General Abdourahamane decided to touch every part of Niger. He decided to visit the places that no leader in Niger ever tried to go because of the terror activities that we have in these areas. But he decided to visit every part of Niger, especially those places, just to make sure he sees what is happening and how best they can solve the problems. When all in all took office, he decided to move away from France to control over the mines, kicked out the troops of the foreign troops that were in Niger. And Abdourahamane came, and then the uranium that was sold like 0.80 euros is now 200 euros per kilo, just trying to do everything possible in his power to change the narrative in Niger. And today, our all in all is making us proud once again for all these amazing things that he's doing, because the people were so excited to see our all in all, because they've not had a leader who has ever thought of them because of the areas that they find themselves. General Abdourahamane has been traveling by road through several regions of Niger in recent weeks, focusing on areas most affected by jihadist attacks. The aim, according to officials, is to meet local communities, assess conditions on the ground, and reaffirm the presence of state institutions. Chiani has led Niger since July 2023, following the removal of elected President Mohamed Bazoum, who remains detained. The country continues to face recurrent attacks from Boko Haram near Lake Chad in the southeast and from groups affiliated with Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State in the Talabari region in the west. Talabari region is one of the most affected areas with this kind of activities, you understand. And because of that, even the leaders who were there, Mohamed Bazoum, will never dare go there. And not only them, but all the leaders we have had in our democratic elected will only come to us when they are looking for re-election or they are looking for power. With that one, they'll go to all the areas and not even the remote areas like what these are all in all decided to do. They always come flying because they think that the road is too bad for them, and so for that matter they can use it, and it is always best for us to use it. So they will come using this same road as a campaign message to lure the people into giving them the mandate, and when they come they will still not do anything. The tour began in early October in Talabari, near the borders with Mali and Burkina Faso, an area where violence persists despite various security measures. Traveling by road, Chiani stated that he wanted to see the condition of infrastructure and speak directly with residents. We hardly see this happening in Africa, that our leaders who want to even have a word with us, the residents, directly, because you know how they always see themselves. We have seen leadership skills from Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. Everything of theirs is different, unlike what we normally see with our elected presidents, who only think about themselves and not the citizens. And as a leader, we are expecting you to be able to go have one-on-one discussion with your people. But these ones in the democratic elected, they always sit at the top. And then we have there other ones who also come and remain at the district level or the regional level without going down. But this one said he wants to move across the city, the villages, and whatever, to be in contact with the people, the residents, so he can hear directly from the residents what their problems are and how best to solve these problems for their people. And this is what we call leadership. Leadership is not for you to sit and then be bossy over us. When you become a leader in Africa, at least you should know that you are only a servant in Africa, and not that you are becoming a boss to us. And this is what is happening in the democratic elected. We rather serve these leaders instead of the leaders serving the nation. And see, instead of our leaders in the democratic elected to learn from these people, they will never do that. All that they do is to sit there and be tagging them. And we expect that as Africans, we should have our own model. We are so connected to one another. That is the African. Ours is not to sit there and be crossing our legs and then sending other people. That's not how our leaders used to be. You can find a chief roaming in town to find out what is happening in the community, so that they see how best things will be resolved in the community to make sure that the people have a better life. But when we decided to, you understand, we have thrown everything that makes us a people away, and we are holding on to a system that doesn't solve the problem of the African. Observers note that the visit comes at a time when Niger is dealing with ongoing security pressure and economic strain. The move also contrasts with practice in some neighboring Sahel states, where certain leaders rarely travel outside their capitals due to insecurity on major roads. Yes, this is what we are seeing always in Africa. Like, our leaders who always sit down and they claim that there are some places that are they cannot just visit there because of one or two reasons, and they always think about their safety. But Abdourahamane Tchiani isn't such a leader. With all that we are seeing happening in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, we still see our leaders doing everything possible to go closer to the people, to listen to them, and not to wait when they are only looking for power like those in the democratic elected, and then they'll just go and sit at a place for just a few people to come around. Then they say they have toured the nation. Where did it tour to? And even the remote villages that maybe sometimes they'll claim they will go, it's just a big town. They'll fly. They will never go by road. And they'll always tell you that the road is this, the road is that. And who is supposed to fix the road if not you, the same politicians? And sometimes when we talk, you still find people who come with excuses that it is as a result of that. Is as, you know, when it comes to these people, we are the same people that will be defending them. But Abdourahamane Tchiani is using the road and nothing is happening to him. Like, they are the ones who are telling us what true leadership is all about. That if our people are using this, we are using that. They are not the leaders who will be traveling out of the country to look for medical care while their people are suffering. And this is the narrative that we are having in Africa, because these leaders always tell us they've given us the best of everything. Yet when they are not well, this same best thing that they've given to their people, they will finally leave it and go for treatment outside of the country. For communities in the affected regions, the tour has drawn attention to long-standing concerns over safety, mobility, and access to services. How these visits will shape future security efforts remains uncertain, as armed groups continue to operate across several border zones. We need to team up with our leaders. That is the only time we can work effectively to set the continent free. Our leaders need to carry us along and not to be bossy over us. There are a lot of things that are happening in Niger, but these things are not making our leaders not to still do what is needed of them as leaders. Unlike those in the democratic elected who would have looked for all the reasons not to visit there, as if the people that are there, you understand? So at least we expect our leaders to be leaders, not to be leaders for us to rather serve them, because when they come into office, they are servants. And they'll come and be quoting all these things. But all these people that you are quoting came as servants. Why are you now becoming a boss over the people that employed you? Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso are giving us a different narrative. This will also put some kind of hope in the people in Niger, so that they can work alongside the president to cause a change in Niger. This is all that we are looking for as a people. At least, in order for us all to work together effectively to move the continent ahead, we need to also feel you. We need you to carry us along and to have us at heart, because you said it is us that you are leading. So if you are actually leading the African, then we expect you to come closer to us. Let us feel you. Let us see that we are the reason to which you are where you are. You are serving us and you are looking for the best for us. And you can't sit down for a pause to be given to you. At least as a leader, you need to also go and see what is happening. And this is what a father does. At least go and check on your children to see what the problem is and see how best you can find solution to the problems of your children. This is amazing. They have brought a different dimension in African leadership, and that is why we always love and cherish these our leaders, because they are the best that we have ever had. All the rest, they will only remember us when it is time for elections, and after that unless the next time they are looking for power. And this is not what we call leadership. We expect you all in Africa to learn from Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. And instead of African Union to sanction them, we expect African leader that is saying that they are looking for African solution to African problems to learn from Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall. And united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we make African great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world in Africa, West Africa, and in Niger.